It's time to wrap the broadcast up with the Alderson's Award West post-game show. For trophies, awards, t-shirts, and so much more, go to aldersons.net for their full catalog. Welcome back to Eastside Catholic High School here. I'm your host, Brandon Brown, alongside Paul Beatty. For those watching live or on demand, or if you are watching this post-game show in the recap on Eli Sports Network, here's what happened. It was really Eastside Catholic who came out swinging first as they were able to get a touchdown there from Daly, as it was a hook up in the back of the end zone between him and his quarterback, McKeeler, to make it 7-0. After a turnover there by Kennedy Catholic, an interception, they went back down and this time got a field goal by Russell to make it 10-0. I believe that was a 34-yard field goal there.
I think 24.
24-yard, okay, giving him more credit. And then the Wildcat touchdown by Sudo made it 16-0 as the PAT was missed that time. And then right before the halftime break, Lamont Richardson was able to connect there and score a touchdown, and then eventually got the two-point conversion after a wild sequence which had the PAT go through but didn't count, and they ended up throwing a deep ball into the back of the end zone to get the two-point conversion. So momentum with Kennedy Catholic heading into the break, but coming out, it took till the fourth quarter to get the score, and it was Chandler on the touchdown, and that sealed the deal and gave us our final score of 23-8 here up at Eastside Catholic High School in Sammamish, Washington.
I think a couple of key points in the second half was actually the first drive for Eastside Catholic, where they had the ball on their own 34 to start with, and they punted the ball, got it down to the 7, so they were at least able to flip the field there, Brandon, and put Kennedy Catholic deep in their own territory. They would come back and they would exchange punts back and forth. We'd see that field position flip back and forth, but that all worked into the favor of Eastside Catholic as it virtually burned up the entire third quarter. And then again, as you mentioned, that big touchdown by Chandler really put this thing over the top. The extra point, by the way, I'm not sure if we got it right, but it was Adam Jacobs, the junior, came in and kicked the extra point on the third score, on the third touchdown of the game to make it 23-0. Kennedy Catholic, they had some chances. The big one down here as they came back late, got it down after a couple of big passes, and ended up turning it over on downs when you had it third and short and fourth and short, and couldn't convert the first down. A couple of problematic possessions there for the Kennedy Catholic Lancers. So the Lancers will take one on the chin here a little bit, but again, they have a lot of transitioning going on here, Brandon, with so many. All the focus on Sam Heward, but all the other players that are no longer with Kennedy Catholic. It's not just having to refill and reboot that quarterback, which, by the way, I think they're going to be fine with Mr. Hayes there. He's got an arm. He certainly showed that. But I think everything else, they had some good stretches where it looked good. I think their defense looks pretty good, even though they ended up giving up 23 points. But they never did give up any points when Eastside Catholic started on the other side of the 50. All of their scoring came from when Eastside Catholic had positive field position to start that on the Kennedy Catholic side of the 50. So I think overall the defense played pretty well for them. For Eastside Catholic, their defense, I thought, played tremendous, especially early. There was they gave up a couple of big plays, but overall they didn't allow a whole lot for Kennedy Catholic to get on track with.
So with that being said, going into our MVPs of the game, who are we looking at for both the Lancers and the Crusaders?
Well, let's start with the Lancers. And I think I got to stick with the defense. I'm going to stick with who I thought had the best defensive game from start to finish, and that's Zari Alexander. Benuelos had a really strong second half as well. I thought Donovan Lowe was right in the mix there, but then he got banged up a little bit and missed quite a bit of the second half. But I really liked him. And the other one that came on would be Lamont Richardson with all those pass catches and the touchdown catch and the 2-point conversion. But I liked what Zari did tonight.
I can't argue with that one. And then on the flip side, for the victorious Eastside Catholic Crusaders, who do you got?
again, I'm going defense here, my friend, and I
game.
like number 21, Nehemiah Falulu. He came out and dominated that first quarter, and then came back and he made the big plays late, including popping a fumble loose late, and when Kennedy Catholic started to get that run game going, they changed some things up, and again, he got the pressure in, and I like what Nehemiah did there. But you might be able to convince me if you got someone on the offensive side a little better.
The offensive side, it's hard because it was a defensive game, as you said, so going with that was a good choice. But really, the only person I would go with is their running back over there in Uribe, because he really, was the workhorse there and really set up a lot of plays. But it's hard to go against a defense that held a team, as I said, that's the lowest scoring they had last year was 47 points. So it's hard to go, but Uribe would be on my offensive side. But I think your choice was more than appropriate for tonight's game.
All right. Hey, I guess we don't have to fight about it tonight.
No fight, no fisticuffs tonight.
No fisticuffs at all. All right.
So that puts a wrap on this one. Again, the final score 23-8 is our final score. We'll see you next time right here on the Eli and NFHS Sports Networks. Have a wonderful night.
It's a wrap for tonight. Thanks for watching on the Eli and NFHS Sports Networks. And be sure to check back on the Eli Sports Network website for stories, pictures, and more at elisportsnetwork.com. Thanks for watching the Eli and NFHS Sports Networks.